This is a mono black list that I saw a version of that really interested me, and I wanted to try out sort of a budgetish version of it and just kind of change things up, make it more fun, to more to my style of play, which I've been enjoying it so far. Um, it's basically designed around the interaction between Demonic Rising and Haunted Plate Mail. Haunted Plate Mail can become a 4/4 when you have no other creatures. As you can see, the only creatures in the deck are 4 Vampire and Nighthawk. And Demonic Rising is if you have exactly one creature at your end step, you get a 5/5 demon. Homicidal Seclusion is if you have exactly one creature, gets +3/+1 and lifelink. Sort of a loner theme that was in Avacyn Restored that was really, really good in draft and didn't really pan out in constructed. Um, but this interaction is really sweet. I think it's fun, and I want to try it out. Trading Post is kind of my own addition to the list because LSV put a list up similar to this on the mothership. Um, so I'm gonna try this out. It's the cool thing with Trading Post is every mode can be relevant in this deck. The sacking a creature to get an artifact back allows you to recur Haunted Plate Mails, and that's why I put one Ratchet Bomb in the main, just to be able to recur it. Um, the discarding to gain 4 life obviously can keep you alive. Sacking an artifact to draw a card, you can sack out your plate mail if you need it, like if you need to draw removal or something. And the putting a goat into play has actually won me a game because the opponent was at 3, and I made a goat and cast Homicidal Seclusion and killed him. It was pretty pretty awesome. So outside of that, it's just a bunch of removal like normal, bunch of card advantage. You'll notice this deck is not playing Mutilate. I honestly just didn't want to pay for Mutilates because they're rotating very soon, so I don't feel like paying even $14 for a playset of them. Although this deck could really use it, and if I were to put Mutilates in, I would cut this, one of these, and probably a Doomblade and put in 4 Mutilates. But as it is, we're going to run it with the spot removal. I found that so far the deck doesn't have too much of a problem with creatures because of all the spot removal, but it can have a problem with decks playing a lot of removal. That's why I wanted the Trading Post engine to be able to recur Haunted Plate Mail as much as I need to. And like I said, even the interaction with Homicidal Exclusion and Trading Post has worked out, gaining me 3 life in order to use Underworld Connections and to pay a life to put a goat for Trading Post has to get back Haunted Plate Mail has been a very good interaction. So to the sideboard, we have 2 Tormod's Crypt. This is for graveyard-based decks, obviously. It can also be a recurable threat with Trading Post or just be card advantage. Um, I was playing against a deck that was sort of centered around Varals, and I was able to recurably blow up his graveyard over and over, just exile it all, so he had no use for his Varals, and just ended up having a chump block with it. It was pretty great. Pithing Needles are for Planeswalkers predominantly because this deck has a bit of a problem with Planeswalkers, I would imagine. I haven't seen any yet, but I'm sure that they're going to be an issue. Same with Duress. Duress is there mostly for that and also for decks with heavy removal because we want to protect our Haunted Plate Mail so that it can haunt the shit out of the opponents. Um, the second Ratchet Bomb is kind of the same functionality as Curse of Death's Hold, just mostly to blow up tokens and low-cost guys. But Ratchet Bomb also has the added bonus of being able to kind of go anywhere on the curve for me just because I have very few permanents. So it can kind of just pop their board, whatever I need. A little bit more spot removal for the aggro decks. And again, like I said, the Curse of Death's Hold against decks with like Lingering Souls because we have no trample here. And maining 2 Sever the Line is because this deck is a little bit weak to Lingering Souls. So we're going to take it to some matches, and I'll show you guys those videos when I'm done here.